All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're gonna take a look at something pretty important.
Yeah.
It's this escalating battle between the U.S. and China over AI, and specifically the chips that power it.
Yeah. And I mean, this stuff is ripped straight from the headlines, like
Oh, absolutely.
this is happening right
Yeah,
now.
we've got a whole stack of articles here,
Uh,
and we're gonna try to make sense of it all because this is, I mean, we're talking about national security, global technological leadership.
Absolutely.
It's a lot.
Yeah. The stakes are really high with this one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna take you through it, and one of the things we'll uncover is how this one company, a pretty big one, you've probably heard of it, Nvidia,
hmm
finds itself right in the middle of all of this.
Yeah. And, speaking of NVIDIA, that's where I think we should probably start because there's some breaking news.
Oh yeah.
China's launched an antitrust investigation in NVIDIA.
Well, okay, so wait, Nvidia, just so everybody's on the same page,
Mhm.
they make, what are they? The world's leading.
Yeah. I mean, they are the world leader for AI chips. Like these specialized chips that you need for artificial intelligence.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, any disruption to them, to their business, that's going to have like global ripple effects.
Wow.
Yeah.
So an antitrust investigation. I mean, I hear that term a lot. What does that even mean in this context?
So in this case, it means that China's regulators, they're looking into whether or not NVIDIA is unfairly, dominating the market for these AI chips.
Right.
But what makes it so interesting is that back in 2020, China actually approved NVIDIA's purchase of another chip company called Mellanox.
Huh?
So you have to
So what's the deal? Why now?
Yeah, why investigate them now? Well, you can't ignore the timing. This comes right after the U.S. announced its third round of export controls on selling these advanced memory chips to China. And these are some of the most critical chips for AI. And the U.S. is concerned about their use potentially in military applications.
Okay, so is this a way for China to kind of get back at the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
for these restrictions? I mean,
Yeah, it's very possible.
it seems very pointed. You know what I mean?
It does. And this back and forth, it's what we call a chip war. And it has been escalating. I mean, these chips, they're also known as semiconductors. They're really the brains behind so much technology.
Yeah.
Tiny little brains made of silicon.
Wow.
They power everything from our smartphones to those advanced AI systems that we're talking about.
So controlling these is a pretty big deal.
Oh.
I started to get that.
It's huge. Yeah. I mean, whoever controls semiconductor technology basically has a massive advantage in economic dominance, but also in national security in this day and age. I mean,
Right.
technology is moving so fast, it's changing everything. And that's why AI is such a flashpoint between the US and China, because they both see it as the key to everything, to future innovation, to global leadership.
Okay, so is this like an arms race then? But instead of like nukes, it's algorithms.
Yeah, in a way, it kind of is.
Wow.
They're willing to do whatever it takes, restricting access, investing tons of money. I mean,
Speaking of investments,
yeah.
the U.S. has that, what is it, the CHPS Act
Yeah.
that they passed? I mean, that's pumping billions into American chip making, right?
Yeah.
Like Intel and stuff.
Yeah, they're trying to bring back chip manufacturing to the U.S. I mean, for years, we've relied on a few Asian countries, really, for a lot of these chips.
Right.
And so the goal of the CHPS Act is to reduce that dependence, have more security in our own supply chain.
But I mean, is China just going to sit back and watch all this happen?
No, absolutely not. I mean, they've announced this massive $47.5 billion investment fund just for their semiconductor industry.
Oh, wow.
It's huge.
So they want to catch up
Yeah.
and maybe even surpass the U.S.
That's the plan, yeah. I mean, it's a long game. This isn't some sort of short-term tactic,
Right.
We're seeing, I think, a real shift in the global tech landscape towards self-sufficiency and technological independence.
Okay, so I get that this is a big deal
Mm-hmm.
for these two superpowers. But I think a lot of people listening are probably wondering, like, okay, what does this have to do with me?
Right.
Like, why should I care about this chip war?
Well, it's about more than just chips, right? I mean, this is about the future of AI, which is already transforming our world, like how we live, how we work, how we interact with each other.
Yeah, it's kind of everywhere. I hadn't really thought about it like that.
Yeah. And whoever controls this technology will have a lot of power to shape that future.
I mean, it's kind of wild when you think about it. This tiny little thing, this chip,
Mm-hmm.
causing such a big global power struggle. I mean,
Yeah.
the consequences are huge for all of us,
Mm-hmm.
potentially.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, and as this competition gets even more intense,
Yeah.
it raises some serious questions,
Yeah, like what?
like will this lead to, a more fragmented world in
Mm.
terms of tech? Will it stifle innovation? Will it make things less collaborative? I mean, and also, will this just escalate tensions even further between the US and China? I mean, it's hard to say for sure, but
Yeah.
it's definitely something we need to be paying attention to.
Absolutely, yeah. No, this has been a really eye-opening deep dive. So thanks for joining us. We're
Yeah.
gonna keep following this story
Hmm.
because it's not going away anytime soon. It's only going to get bigger. But for now, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.